As parents, we don't tell our children everything. We protect our children. We work to keep them innocent. When they are old enough, when they are adults, and then when they have questions about things that happened in the past, then they're free to ask. But until that moment, until they become 18, until they're grown, there isn't a reason for them to know every little detail of their parents' past. Mr. Ross disagrees with that. Now he knows that my daughter's paying attention to this stuff. He's confirmed that he is writing this stuff on her behalf. He said, I have no problem with sharing this stuff with a child. He just typed that. I will share this stuff with anybody who asks for it. And of course, in that moment, he's taking adult subject matter that isn't appropriate for somebody under the age of 18, and he's disseminating it to a minor, and he's causing harm to them. And that's a fact. And it's very sad for my children in particular, because not only does he say things about the past that they don't need to know and things that are going on in my personal life that they don't need to know, he also misrepresents them and the situations and the scenarios. And so they don't get facts. They get his lopsided version of events. And in that way, he is publicly acknowledging that he is attempting to abuse my child. My mission hasn't changed. The mission is, once everything's handled with my old vehicle and I have the cash in my account, I will have the money to move back to West Virginia. So my story is consistent. So that means I run the GoFundMe, I get the vehicle, then the state of California buys this vehicle back. I get a nice fat check from the state for this vehicle, which I couldn't have got if I wouldn't have gotten another vehicle. That money is then used to get me back to West Virginia and get me a home. So the story is consistent. Yet Mr. Ross wants to advertise that the story isn't. The secondary mission is file stalking protection order here in the state of California against Mr. Ross, covering myself, my children, my mom, my family members, so that it's in place already when I get back to West Virginia, so that when I'm in the state, I can go to Child Protective Services, and we're no longer dealing with this situation where I'm in California, uh, and it means I can go to my own police in West Virginia and handle the matter, and already have a stalking protection order in place. And I can take all of this content that Mr. Ross is publishing, and I can take it to the police, and I can take it to the judge, and I can take it to Child Protective Services. We can get the Columbus Police Department involved and other police agencies, and we can make sure that Mr. Ross is held accountable. I mean, he's acting in a way that is, well, it's just sickening. But it confirms that he's a child predator, which is all that matters right now. What we need to prove is that Mr. Ross is a predator on children, and that he preys on children, and that he has consistently preyed on children. That's what we need to prove. And so, of course, going out and saying, I have no problem, I'm going to share this information with his child, and they can say this and they can say that, and he's blaming me for this and blaming me for that, and I'm gonna share it with his child. He's also gonna end up getting himself tossed in prison. He's gonna get himself charged with stalking a child. Exactly what's gonna happen. And the problem with him saying, I have no problem showing a girl this and this and this, is that by the time that I get back to West Virginia and all of the paternity and everything else takes place, the cases in Columbus will already be resolved. This is why the internet is dangerous. Peter John Ross makes the internet a dangerous, unsafe place for children. From his show that he shows to children, that has adult themes to it, to targeting my daughter, to the burning babies of Barstow, his primary target is children. He can file whatever defamation suit he wants. I'll be happy to go into court and show them every single piece of evidence of him targeting minors and that he is, in fact, a child predator.